Hello everyone, welcome to my video tutorial on how to create a table using Microsoft Access.
In this video, I'll be demonstrating and explaining how to create a table in Microsoft Access. Our tasks for today are 1. Using the design view mode to structure or design a table. 2. Using the datasheet view mode to populate our table. And 3. Using the sort and filter features on a table.
Okay guys, we are now in Microsoft Access. To start off, we go to the Create tab, then select Table Design. This brings us to the design view mode of our table. In here we see two columns, field name and data types. We must enter an appropriate field name and select the appropriate data type for our field. For example, if I type in age, I can select the data type of number. This is the most appropriate data type for that field. Okay, if you look a little lower down, you see field properties, and in here you can specify certain properties for your fields. Here I'm on field size, so I can specify how many characters or numbers should be in that field, and I want to put 2. Okay, after selecting your field name and select an appropriate data type, you must determine the primary key of your table. What is a primary key? A primary key is a field whose values are unique, so they can be used to identify a particular record in a table. For example, your student ID or national ID can be used to identify you and find other related data about you, such as your age or address. Now, we are going to structure a table with field names and the data types. Let's create a table for vehicles. Our first field is going to be vehicle ID. So we enter vehicle ID in the column field name. And its data type, we're going to select short text. In field properties, we want to give it a field size of 6. All right. Next, we want to enter the field name model. That's the model of the vehicle. Again, we can use short text. Okay, let's give this one a field size of 30. Next, we want to put in the manufacturer of that vehicle. In the field name, we put manufacturer. Again, we use the short text data type, and let's put the field size to 35. Moving on, we can include the color field name in our table. Okay, color again, short text, and field size, let's put it a bit lower to 20. For our next field, we want to record if our vehicle is equipped with seat belts or not. Okay, so we create the field name called seat belts fitted. For this data type, we want to answer a question. Okay, now for this field name, it can only be 2 values. It can be yes or no, true or false. Okay, so we use what we call the Boolean data type, and here it's specified as yes or no. Okay, if you look at in the field properties format, we can specify what property to use, either true or false, on or off, or yes or no. But for now, we're just going to select yes or no. For our last field, we want to enter the number of seats in our vehicle. So for the field name, we put number of seats. Now we specify this data type as a number. Lastly, we are going to save our table and let's call it vehicles. An important step in a database table is selecting an appropriate primary key. Remember, it is with that primary key we are able to link to other tables in our database. Okay, so we have our field names. Okay, so we cannot use color as our primary key because it won't be unique. So as manufacturer, model, number of seats, and even seat belts fitted. So the most appropriate field to use as our primary key is vehicle ID because in that field, when we put in our data, it can be different. Okay, all the records will be different. It's gonna be unique. So to select the primary key, we highlight the row, we go up to the ribbon, we select primary key. And when you're done, don't forget to click Save. Another aspect of creating a table is populating a table with your data. Remember that data must be the correct data as stated in the design view of the table. For this, we go to View and we select Datasheet View. Here, you can see all your field names presented in columns. Now, on vehicle ID, which is our primary key, it must contain a value. We cannot leave vehicle ID blank or else we'll get an error from Microsoft Access. So there must be a primary key for each record. We are now going to enter 5 records of data into our table, ensuring that the primary key field data is included. Let's start off with our first record. And our last record. As you can see, all of our records have primary key value. After you're done, we save. Our final activity is to use the sort and filter features on our table. We are going to sort our data by ascending order. The sort and filter features can be found in the Home tab in this section. So you start off by selecting the field or column you want to sort your data by. Let's sort it out by model. Okay, so over the column, you will see an arrow appear, and you simply click that column and the entire column will highlight. Then we simply click ascending in the sort and filter section. And as you can see, our data is now sorted. Don't forget to save your changes.
This has been my video demonstration on how to create a table in Microsoft Access. Today, you have learned how to create a table using field names and data types, how to populate a table, and how to use some basic sort and filter features on your table. Be sure to check out my next video really soon. Thank you for viewing.